Hello, everybody. You were tuned into the Kickback DMV. I'm gonna have to find another way to start this because I know y'all getting tired of me like keep saying that. But oh shoot, the Kickback Reloaded. I didn't, formerly known as. But I'm Diamond B. Frazier, and this is Nefu right here. This is Nefu. Dang, that sounds bad when it came out, but it's Nephew. First of all, how did you get that name?
I hung with a lot of
you so
dudes.
quiet.
I hung with a lot of older dudes growing up. They just intentionally just start calling me nephew.
Like a Snoop Dogg kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but it was more like...
It wasn't blood?
More like a big homie thing, like nephew. It's just how it was. Everybody was calling me nephew. Everybody always hung with everybody that was older than me. So it just came naturally.
So you were more so like the kid that was outside, like inquiring about what's going on, like not really trying to be in the house, and that's how you kind of got around the older folk?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely didn't want to be in the house because I'm my only child, so it was nothing to do in the house.
It was boring. Yeah. You wish you had some siblings?
Yeah.
Back in the day, but now you good?
Yeah, I'm good now.
All right, so I'm going to read you these two statements, okay? I need you to be honest with me. Tell me if this really is who you are, okay? Do you agree with the statement? All right, so I have a way of communicating to maximize my benefit. Most of the time, it could be described as simple manipulation. It sounds bad, but if you're being honest, is it like, you know what? I kind of got away with words. I know what to kind of do.
Definitely got away with words.
Okay, and you used it for bad sometimes, kind of get where you need to be or get yourself out of something?
More like just doing what you got to do. Yeah.
Can you describe a situation where it's like, oh yeah, like, man, only I could be the one to get out of that because I didn't say X, Y, and D?
I don't know. That might be kind of...
Not for the camera.
Yeah, that's more like implication type things.
You been through some things, and then when you needed to, you did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Are you shy?
Very.
It's okay. I'd be cool with it. I ain't going, attack you. Because sometimes, like, I'm an introvert, but I have extroverted personality. So sometimes it could be like the more you talk and the more I'm just kind of...
Once I get comfortable, it's over.
It's over. It's like, oh, yeah, I got this. Yeah. Okay. All right, so this next one, it's very easy for me to get excited about projects, but I do suffer from lack of consistency. You big on, like, starting stuff, but you not really finishing it. Like, you got ideas, like, let's do this, but it's like, I ain't really going to stick with it.
No, I like finishing what I start. I might jump back and forth from this project to that project, but I like finishing what I start for the most part.
So you'll start something, you'll get an idea, oh shoot, let me do this. And then you'll start working on, oh, well, let me go back and do some more of this. But it's never, you don't really have a true focus on one thing.
Yeah, because the ideas might come sporadically. So I don't try to force it. I just like to let things come to me. So if I'm working on something and I'm stuck or I'm lost at a point, I just wait, start on something else. And while I'm working on something else, the idea for that might come.
So musically speaking, like when you have like a bunch of ideas and stuff like that, is it I might be working on a music video, then I'm working on a song, then I kind of want to do a clothing line, but then I have like this company I want to work for? Or is it like you working on 3 different songs at one time? Like what things do you typically have to balance?
You ain't got to balance all those things because it'll be overwhelming at a point in time. You're trying to do all those things, so you got to lock in on one thing. So I try to lock in on whatever I'm focused on at that moment. This project, that's what I'm trying to get done. So I just focus on that project for the moment.
What's your focus right now?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Promotion.
Okay. Well then look, we can check that off the list. Look at you now. Doing that. All right, so I did go through a couple of your tweets, and it was very interesting. Like, I think you more so tweeted like years ago, like I'm gonna say 5-6 years ago. Then it was like this gap where you weren't really saying much of anything, and then now it's like, like I'm kind of like promoting, but yeah.
I'm getting used to the tweeting thing.
Okay, because you was big, when you was big popping on Twitter. Every morning you had this little young lady you just was so interested in. You told her good morning every morning. You didn't miss a beat, and if you did, it was I'm sorry.
Updated me on some things.
All right, so Real quick. So about 6 years ago, you did tweet and you said, I'm gonna say dang, they pulling out guns and videos now. N-words funny as I was almost a fan, but you lost me with that one. Fast forward 6 years later, that wasn't part of the tweet. You have cover art with a gun, in it. Like you sitting there, you ain't holding a gun, but it's kind of like inside of the art. Do you feel like that's the same thing? To have guns in your video and then to have it in your art? Like the cover art of whatever you're promoting.
No, I don't see it as the same thing, but it all depends on why do you got the guns in your video? Is it part of the script? Is it part of, you see what I'm saying, and the subject that you're talking about, or is it just for show?
Like you just turn up when it
Nah, ain't with all that, just jumping around with the guns and stuff, nah.
So at the first time when you said that, was it you were solely against having guns in the video, and now like 6 years later you done seen the kind of times and you kind of with it now?
No, it's not that I'm with it. I'm just telling my story. When you see my images in my cover, it's just part of the story or that title or whatever at the time that I'm talking about. It's not trying to portray anything. It's just my story.
Okay. So, say I haven't listened to your music yet. And you at this release party. And you kind of talking about your project before you hit play and let the world hear it.
Right.
What story are you standing up and you telling people? Like, when you listen to my project, you're going to hear this.
Oh, you're going to hear my truth, my reality, where I came from, what I'm going through. On a daily basis.
Where you from?
I'm from D.C., Washington, D.C.
And what was it like growing up in D.C. for you? I know you were only child, so that kind of like kept you out the house. It's like, dang, I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do. You got a bunch of big homies. You said, you talked your way through some kind of things, and we don't want to touch too much because, we need to open up nothing. But what was it like growing up in D.C. for you?
I mean, it's like every man for himself, so it's basically like the ball in your court, with whatever you want to do, but it's like you in the middle of the jungle for real, and if it's every man for himself. So if you ain't ready or built for certain things, you just need to get out the way for real. Because in my city, it's a lot of hate and it's a lot of love too, but you can't let the hate overpower you. It's a lot of pain and passion in my story, so I tend to not try to get too deep about certain things. I think it's like every man for himself.
So growing up in DC, do you feel like a lot has changed from then until now, or it's like it's pretty much the same DC?
It's changed drastically, but a lot of it's the same, but it has changed drastically.
In terms of what? Is it because of like gentrification? Now you have more white people in like more uppity areas, and that kind of like shifted some people out, but in like the hood it's still how it was before?
I wouldn't say that. The gentrification is taking a little effect, but it's kind of always been like that in the city, like as far as the mixed gender and stuff like that. But it's kind of been always like that. But more of it used to be like more of a code, I would say, more
like streetwise.
Like streetwise, it was just like more of a code of conduct, you see what I'm saying? But it's like now it's, like I said, it's every man for itself. It's always been that way, but it's like...
What was the code of conduct back then? What were some rules, being in D.C. or just being in the streets, that was like implemented, and now we not really there no more?
Oh, it's a level of respect at certain ages. Like now, you see what I'm saying? Like with the word big homie or OG, it's not respected anymore. But back then, you had that level of respect. Like certain things couldn't go on. You couldn't be 9, 10, 11, 12 years old walking up on the block and doing whatever you want to do without getting a foot put in your ass and getting taken to your parent, being told about it. Now, it ain't like that.
Everybody doing kind of whatever, no type of respect for older.
Yeah, because when you try to step in and talk to somebody, they gonna buck at you instead of hearing you out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
And why do you think it's that way? Why do you think kids are now feeling like they got like this overconfidence, like you can't tell me nothing? Why do you think that's changed?
A lot of guys. Like when you have to fend for yourself early at a certain age, it program your mind different. Like, who are you to tell me something? I gotta go out here and do this and do that for myself. So it's like listening to somebody who's claimed they done been through this and that, and you you don't even have the mindset to think that way, because you don't have that father figure, that big brother. And so it's like most to do with guidance, for real.
So speaking of the figures in your life, you also tweeted, I want to send a special happy V-Day to my Valentine, my grandmother. As long as I'm single, she gonna be my one and only Valentine.
Oh yeah.
So, oh, look at you. You like my grandma. That's my grandma.
How long ago was that?
That was some time ago. Like I said, you was more like into Twitter. I'm telling you, like, I don't know who this young lady was, but it was good morning.
I don't know who this person was.
You was tweeting back and forth. Oh, what game you watching? You watching the Redskins? You was in it. You was in there. You definitely was. Definitely in there. But I say this to say, so is, like, aside from your big homies or the people in the streets that really raised you, was your grandma really, like, heavily involved in like your growth? Or why did you say, what made you say your grandma and not your mom, or maybe your aunt or something?
Yeah, that's who raised me. I don't know where I'd be without my grandmother, mother, father, grandmother, all that.
It's just a special connection with grandma. Everybody like grandma.
I mean, I say I had no brothers and sisters. That's who raised me. That's why I was living with since I was 3 years old. So it's just that special connection there.
All right, so this last tweet, it say, I hate when I run out of a pack, especially at a time like this. What's sweet? Look at you. You like, dang, I tweeted, you sure did. Are you in reference to cigarettes? One would imply it was a pack of cigarettes. Maybe not. I could be crazy, and I could just be making this up.
How long ago was that? I ain't smoked cigarettes in like 6 years.
Yeah, about 6 years. That's why I told you your Twitter was popping a long time ago. Then you start becoming more professional. There's this gap. You wasn't even worried about social media. So you haven't. So it probably was a pack maybe 6 years ago.
I probably ran out of pack of backwoods or bamboos or something.
So you more of a weed smoker.
Yeah.
Okay, and what does that do for you? Because definitely at a time like this, like it was like, bruh, how I get out of that? So without it, are you more like you shy, but that's probably normally around people you don't really know, and it's like I kind of got to fill out a situation. I just don't be out there kind of thing. But are you like, do you be angry, or is it like I just got like so much energy, I need to just be mellow? Like, what does that really do?
Yeah, sometimes I'm too hyped, overwhelmed, to need to mellow out, chill out. Or might be disappointed about something or upset about something. It could have been anything. I don't know. I probably was watching the game or something.
You just needed it at that time.
Yeah, I just needed it.
All right, so real quick, your music, do you see it as a ticket for financial freedom? Is it like I need to make it with this music because it's just going to put me in a whole nother bracket, like financially? Or is it like, you know what, I really do have a genuine love for this. Whether I'm making money off of it or not, it'd be cool to make it. I'm going to still do this regardless.
Yeah, my passion deeper than the financial wants and needs. I just be making music forever, regardless of where it go. My father DJ, so that's where I get my passion for the music from. So it's like it run further than the financial wants and needs. Does
your father still DJ?
Yes.
Do y'all work hand in hand, or has he spun some of your stuff at events that he's been at, that kind of thing?
Endless.
You say, yeah, endless. Oh, look at Dad supporting. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so this last segment is called With It or Quit It. So I'm going to give you a statement. That means you tell me if you with it. That means you agree. Quit it. Nah, I don't agree with that. But then you got to tell me why.
Okay.
All right, so a woman accusing a man of rape should be asked to take a lie detector test if there's no concrete evidence. Do you agree with that? That means you with it, or you quit it? Like, nah, like she don't need to take no lie detector test. She said the man raped her.
I mean, I'm with it.
You with it? You feel like a woman should take a lie detector test?
Yeah.
So do you feel like a lot of people like nowadays kind of just throw it around?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it's like, no.
Thrown around, so it's hard to pinpoint it when. I mean, most time you will know when it really has occurred though. But I think it's hard to really pinpoint it when it's actually that's the case.
How would you know? Is it more so like the reaction? Like you could kind of tell when somebody's faking it, Or is it the duration of time? Because some people are like coming out years later. Some people making that phone call right then and there. Some people kind of scared.
Yeah, the right then and there is, you see what I'm saying, and stuff like that. But years later, that's like kind of, come on now.
You feel like you should have been spoke up.
Right, that's all I say.
So at about that time, it's like, no, you need to take a lie detector test. Because I don't know, you ain't said nothing wild.
Exactly. Right then and there, then it's like, okay, we need to look into this. Years later, like 20 something years later, that's crazy.
You're like, no, you gonna have to do that. So, as an old rapper, there are 2 rules you must abide by. Never reveal your age and always keep your facial hair cut. Do you agree with that? You gotta stay young. You ain't got no facial hair, you got a little something.
I mean, hey.
Do you agree with it?
I go with that.
Do you tell people your age? You open to tell your age? And
I don't mind.
Oh, how old are you?
How old am I? I'm 34.
Okay. Look at you. You like, yeah, I'm wearing that well. And you just don't grow facial hair? Because it don't look like you like, it. I don't know how to explain it. It don't like look like you shaved before and it's trying to grow back in. You just never really grew hair. You always had baby face.
Yeah, always had a baby face.
Oh, look at you. Check you out. So you like, I ain't even got to cut it. All right, so next one. People should practice abstinence from casual or recreational sex if you are not presently in a committed relationship. You with that or you quit that?
Say that again?
Basically, if I ain't in a relationship, you ain't in a relationship, you shouldn't be having sex just freely, casually, recreational fun. It should only be when you're in a relationship. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Why? You think you should just, you feel something, let it out?
I mean, with it, if you want to know how it is before you get in that relationship.
Well, you can always tell people what you like.
No, I don't think. I think action is the best experience.
So you gotta test drive it first before you go all the way in.
You won't buy a car without test driving.
You got darn skippy, but for that, I mean, they can have everything you want. But it's like that, okay, cool, we could kind of work on that. You can't really change, like, a nasty attitude. That's kind of like the person. But, like, sexually, it's like, oh, you could kind of say, like, I kind of like if you did this, or maybe we could work on that. But for you, it's like, nah, if you ain't got it, I ain't with it.
I mean, you need to know something. You need to know something.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And the last one, child support is for men who don't take care of their children. Are you with that or you quit that?
Yeah.
You feel like that is the case, or it should be? Child support should only be for men who do not take care of their children.
Well, yeah, it definitely should be for men that don't take care of their kids.
Do you feel like it's that way?
I mean, the way it happens.
No. Do you have children?
Yes, I have a son.
Oh, how old is your son?
He's 6.
And that split image of you?
Most definitely.
Definitely he act just like you? Or look just like you?
Look just like me.
But acting wise, he a boy of his own?
Yeah, he coming into his own. He a little more hyped than I am. I was laid back.
I'm sure when you with him, you be all hyped just along with him.
Yeah, we do get hyped together.
So, do you share your music with him? Does he listen to your music at all? Do you be like, oh, this is daddy? Like,
yeah, I know what's good before I record it. If he hear and he repeat it, I know it's good. I'll repeat it out.
That's a tactic right there to use. Cause this like kids like, yeah, that you get it. That be really like going in. Once they catch on to it, they'll let kids be honest. I don't like it. That's not good. Can you change that song? So yeah, that's good. So do you see your son doing music as well? Since your dad, was a DJ, you're now an artist, and now you have a son as well. Do you feel like he's gonna go in that avenue, or would you like him to?
I mean, it's his choice. I can't honestly say right now because my son, he be trying to do his own thing, so I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what he gonna do.
He adventures. Right now, he say he want to play basketball, so we going with that.
Okay, that's nice that you open to like whatever he's on. It's like, okay, let's try it out, kind of thing.
We ain't forcing nothing. Like he played football last year, he didn't want to play this year. He said he wanted to play basketball instead of football. So we're going with that.
Okay, I'm all for that. So you said your focus right now is promotion. But aside from that, what are we promoting?
I just dropped an EP called General Labor.
Okay. And where can we find that?
On all streaming networks, all major platforms. Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify.
We got any visuals out for the project?
Oh yeah, I got a video out Labor Day every day. I got another visual coming soon for She Fell in Love.
Oh shucks, okay.
That's out as a single too.
Sounds good. So where can we follow you and find you and all that good stuff?
You can follow me on any social network at Big Homie Nephew.
Can you spell nephew for him since they ain't hear me at the beginning?
That's Nephew, N-E-F-U.
There you go. That is Nephew, but you can find him at Big Homie Nephew. And I'm Diamond B. Frazier, and you are tuned into the Kickback Reloaded. See us next time.